8 Stoic methods to be one step ahead of 98% of people. Stoicism, wisdom for life. How can we stay one step ahead of 98% of people? Many believe the key is working harder, earning more money, or building a vast network of connections. And while these things can certainly play a role, the real edge lies somewhere much deeper. Mindset. Not just any mindset, but one that has been tested and perfected over centuries. One rooted in the wisdom of Stoicism. On this channel, Stoic Secrets, we're diving into 8 Stoic methods that can help you stay ahead of 98% of the people around you. These aren't quick hacks or superficial fixes. They are timeless principles that, when embraced and practiced, can lead to profound transformation. Each of these methods offers a unique perspective on life, the mind, and the world we navigate daily. They have the power to shift how you think, how you act, and ultimately, how you live. Stay with us and discover how these ancient lessons can give you a modern advantage. Number 1. Practice objective perception. Let's begin with the first Stoic method that can set you apart from the crowd. Practicing objective perception. This skill isn't just about seeing things as they are. It's about developing the clarity to interpret events without the fog of emotions that often distorts our view. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor who epitomized Stoic wisdom, famously wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." These words carry the essence of Stoicism, reminding us that what we perceive is often just a subjective interpretation, colored by emotions, biases, and past experiences. For the Stoics, the goal was to train oneself to strip away these distortions and see the reality underneath. This is how they maintained a calm, composed mindset, regardless of the situation. And it's how you can stay one step ahead of 98% of people. Consider a situation where you find yourself in a heated argument with a colleague. The natural response might be to feel offended, defensive, or angry. But this is where objective perception comes into play. Instead of reacting impulsively, the Stoics would advise you to step back mentally, observe the situation from a distance, and ask, what is really happening here? What are the facts, stripped of emotional embellishment? This is more than just an exercise. It's a powerful habit that can change your life. By practicing this, you begin to see things not as they make you feel, but as they truly are, allowing you to respond rationally rather than react emotionally. Imagine how many conflicts could be avoided, how much stress reduced, if we all applied this mindset. The Stoics understood a profound truth. Our emotions often cloud our judgment, leading us to misinterpret events. Practicing objective perception means training your mind to separate raw facts from the emotional response they trigger. For example, let's say someone criticizes you. Your immediate reaction might be to feel hurt or defensive, but objective perception encourages you to pause and consider, is this criticism valid? What can I learn from it? If it's valid, you can use it as constructive feedback. If not, you can dismiss it without letting it disturb your peace of mind. As Seneca wisely said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. By not letting every remark or event affect you emotionally, you conserve your mental energy and keep a clear head, a quality that naturally sets you apart in a world where most people act on impulse. Practice objective perception in everyday life. One effective technique that the Stoics often used is to imagine yourself as an external observer of your own life, as if you were watching a scene from a movie. This mental exercise creates a gap between the event and your emotional reaction, providing you the space to analyze it more calmly and rationally. Picture yourself stepping back from a frustrating situation at work or an upsetting conversation and simply observing it as an outsider. What's really going on? What is being said, and what is your emotional mind adding to it? This little practice can transform how you handle conflicts, make decisions, and even navigate daily annoyances. It positions you above the 98% of people who react on a whim, driven by their immediate feelings rather than rational thought. In the modern world, where reactions are often instantaneous, think of social media outrage or hasty decisions made under pressure, practicing objective perception gives you a significant advantage. It helps you avoid the trap of emotional reactions, making your responses measured, thoughtful, and effective. You're not controlled by your circumstances, but rather navigate them with clarity and composure. This is why Marcus Aurelius' Stoicism is still relevant today, as it teaches us to master ourselves in a way that modern life rarely encourages. Remember, the key is clarity. The more you practice seeing things objectively, the easier it becomes to make decisions that are not only logical but also beneficial in the long term. When you encounter a challenge, take a deep breath, step back, and view the situation as a spectator. You'll be surprised at how this simple shift can drastically change your perspective and, over time, keep you ahead of the majority who are still reacting instead of responding. The power of objective perception lies in its ability to detach you from the immediate pull of emotions and allow you to see things for what they are. This clarity is like a superpower in a world that is constantly reacting. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly emphasized the importance of seeing the bigger picture and not getting entangled in fleeting concerns. He would say, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And indeed, this strength is what sets the Stoics apart. They didn't aim to control everything around them. Instead, they mastered their own minds, and that made all the difference. By practicing objective perception, you can do the same. You begin to respond rather than react, think instead of assuming, and most importantly, act with purpose. The next time you find yourself caught in a frustrating situation, take a moment to step back. Observe it as if it were happening to someone else. Strip away the emotional layers and focus on what is truly happening. This practice won't make you indifferent. It will make you wiser. You'll find that you can make decisions with a calm, rational mind, not swayed by temporary emotions, but grounded in clear thinking. This is what the Stoics called living in accordance with nature, understanding that our role is not to be tossed around by every passing feeling, but to stay rooted in our rational mind, much like a steady tree that remains upright even in a storm. This is the essence of Marcus Aurelius' Stoicism, a timeless wisdom that, when practiced, will keep you ahead of the game in life, far more than any fleeting trend or quick fix ever could. Number 2, let go of the need for approval. The second Stoic method that can truly set you apart is one of the most liberating, letting go of the need for approval. In today's world, where social media and societal expectations often dictate how we perceive ourselves, learning to release this constant craving for validation is like discovering a superpower. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said it best. If someone speaks ill of you, don't make excuses, but answer, "He doesn't know about my other faults, otherwise he would have mentioned them." This simple yet profound statement emphasizes a key Stoic principle: the realization that what others say or think about you doesn't define your worth. It's your interpretation of their words that affects you. By mastering this, you gain a sense of freedom and peace that most people never experience. Think about how many choices you make every day, based on what you believe others expect of you, from the clothes you wear to the opinions you voice. It's so easy to fall into the trap of seeking external validation. But here's the thing: you will never be able to please everyone. There will always be someone who disapproves, misunderstands, or criticizes. And while you're busy trying to fit into others' expectations, you become a prisoner to an invisible cage, one where your actions aren't driven by what's right for you but by what others deem acceptable. This is why Epictetus taught that we should not worry about the opinions of others. It is not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters, he said, urging us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and attitudes, not the unpredictable opinions of the world around us. Imagine, for a moment, how much energy you spend each day worrying about what others think of you. Whether it's striving for likes on social media or adjusting your behavior to avoid criticism, it's a constant drain. The Stoics understood this long ago. They knew that living a life seeking approval is like giving the keys to your happiness to everyone around you, putting yourself at the mercy of their ever-changing whims. This is no way to live a fulfilling life. By focusing on your own values and principles, and not on the fleeting opinions of others, you reclaim your sense of self-worth and live authentically. It's not about being indifferent or arrogant. It's about understanding that your value doesn't fluctuate based on others' perceptions. When you embrace this mindset, you're no longer controlled by the opinions of others. You act with sincerity, grounded in who you truly are, and that gives you a significant edge over most people who are still seeking approval. A practical way to apply this Stoic method is to remind yourself that most people are so caught up in their own lives that they rarely spend much time thinking about you. What may seem like harsh judgment is often a fleeting thought, quickly forgotten. Knowing this can take the pressure off, allowing you to act according to your values rather than constantly seeking to impress or avoid disapproval. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic figures, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This power comes from focusing inward, recognizing that real control lies in how you perceive yourself, not how others see you. I once heard a story about a man who decided to start painting as a hobby. He was passionate and poured his heart into his artwork, but he hesitated to show anyone because he feared judgment. One day, he decided to share a piece online, and while some people praised it, others criticized it harshly. Initially, he felt crushed, ready to give up on his passion altogether. But then, he remembered a simple truth. Those comments, both positive and negative, were just fleeting opinions. The critics didn't define his talent or his joy in creating. By realizing that his worth as an artist wasn't tied to external approval, he continued painting, and with time, found his unique style and voice. It's a reminder that when you let go of the need for approval, you open up space to discover and pursue what truly matters to you, free from the constraints of others' expectations. When you feel the urge to seek approval, consider this. Is this person whose opinion I value truly wise, or are they just another person with their own set of biases? Often, you'll find that the people you're trying to impress are not paragons of wisdom or virtue, so why should their judgments hold so much power over you? Letting go of this need is liberating. You'll feel lighter, more confident, and much more in control of your life choices. You'll make decisions not to fit in, but to align with your own values. And this shift makes a significant difference. Instead of living a life dictated by external factors, you start living according to your own inner compass. In today's modern world, this practice is more crucial than ever. With the rise of social media, people are more prone to judge and be judged at a rapid pace. It's easy to get caught up in a cycle of validation, checking how many likes or shares you've received. The Stoics would argue that it doesn't. As Marcus Aurelius put it, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Focus on embodying your principles rather than seeking approval, and you'll find that your life becomes richer and more meaningful. At the end of the day, the lesson here is straightforward but powerful. Stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward. What are your values? What do you stand for? When you prioritize these over the opinions of others, you tap into a strength that most people never realize they have. You become someone who is not easily swayed, not because you don't care, but because you have something far more important to care about: your own sense of integrity. This is why Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism remains so relevant, even centuries later. By freeing yourself from the need to seek approval, you allow yourself to grow, to learn, and to live authentically. In doing so, you will naturally find yourself standing ahead of the crowd, not by outdoing them, but by simply being true to yourself. So, next time you find yourself worried about what someone might think, take a step back and ask yourself, Do their opinions truly matter, or am I just giving them more power than they deserve? Chances are you'll realize that most judgments are insignificant and fleeting. Focus instead on what aligns with your principles, and you'll find a peace and strength that no amount of external approval can provide. The power to shape your life rests within you, and the more you embrace this, the more you distance yourself from the crowd that still chases after every fleeting opinion. By letting go of the need for approval, you step into a realm of self-mastery that few ever reach. You start living not to fit in, but to stand tall, true to who you are, and that in itself is a rare and formidable strength. Number 3. Remain calm amidst the storm. The third Stoic method that will set you apart from 98% of people is one that, although challenging, is immensely powerful: remaining calm amidst the storm. This principle is rooted in the ability to maintain serenity and control, even when surrounded by chaos, something that Stoics considered essential for a fulfilled and balanced life. In a world that often feels turbulent and unpredictable, mastering this mindset can give you a significant edge, helping you navigate life with a clear, composed mind when others are swept away by panic. Epictetus once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This quote is a reminder of the importance of humility and an open mind, but it also implies that to learn how to stay calm, we must first accept that we cannot control everything. This is a fundamental Stoic truth. Instead of fighting against what is beyond our control, we must focus on managing our own mind and emotions. Consider a modern scenario where you are at work and everything seems to be going wrong. Deadlines are looming, your team is struggling, and the pressure is mounting. It's easy to fall into a state of stress and even panic, reacting impulsively to every problem that arises. But the Stoic approach teaches us that the key to handling such situations is not in attempting to control the external chaos, but in maintaining a calm and steady inner state. When you can remain calm in the midst of a storm, you gain a crucial advantage over most people who are easily carried away by stress and anxiety. This calmness is not about being cold or indifferent. It's about a quiet confidence that comes from understanding that while you can't control what happens around you, you can always control how you respond to it. This mental state allows you to make clearer, more rational decisions, and positions you as a leader, both in your personal and professional life. People are drawn to those who can keep their cool under pressure, and they will look to you for guidance when things get tough. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor known for his Stoic wisdom, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This realization is the bedrock of Stoic calmness, and it can transform how you approach challenges. The Stoics suggested several techniques, and one of the most effective is conscious breathing. In moments of high tension, a simple exercise of taking slow, deep breaths can help calm your nervous system and regain control of your thoughts. When you breathe deeply and slowly, you send a signal to your mind that there is no immediate threat, allowing you to respond from a place of clarity rather than fear or anger. This is why, even in modern times, practices like mindfulness and meditation emphasize breathing. It's a simple yet powerful tool to ground yourself in the present moment. Another valuable technique is emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about what happens. Rather, it's about not getting emotionally entangled in things that are outside your control. Imagine someone criticizes or insults you without reason. The typical response might be to feel hurt or defensive, but by practicing Stoic detachment, you learn to observe the situation without reacting. You remind yourself, "This insult does not define me. I don't need to react." This practice gives you incredible inner strength because it helps you choose your battles wisely and focus on what truly matters. Seneca, another great Stoic, advised, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," highlighting that many of our troubles are self-imposed through emotional overreaction. By mastering the art of detachment, you can avoid unnecessary suffering and remain focused on your goals. Perspective is another crucial element in cultivating calmness. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that The world is change, and life is opinion. This means that what seems catastrophic now might be insignificant in the grander scheme of things. When faced with a crisis, ask yourself, will this matter in a year or in 5 years? This simple yet profound question can help you gain perspective, and suddenly, the issue that felt overwhelming may not seem as severe. By putting things in perspective, you realize that life's challenges are often temporary, and panicking over them won't make them disappear. Instead, by maintaining your calm, you can navigate through them more effectively. In today's fast-paced, high-stress world, where people often react to stress with anxiety and desperation, the ability to remain calm during chaos is a true mark of strength. When others lose their heads, you can stand firm, centered, and confident, able to find solutions when everyone else is overwhelmed. This serenity is what will allow you to overcome challenges that others see as insurmountable, giving you a distinct advantage in any competitive situation. Picture a leader during a crisis. People naturally gravitate towards those who exude calmness and composure because it instills a sense of safety and direction. By practicing this method, you develop a quality that is not only invaluable in times of crisis, but beneficial in everyday life. The ability to stay calm allows you to enjoy life more, as you're not constantly at the mercy of your emotions or external circumstances. As you continue to cultivate this calmness, you'll notice your life becoming more balanced, focused, and fulfilling. The Stoics understood that the true battle is not with the world outside, but with our own perceptions and reactions. Marcus Aurelius would write to himself, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This teaches us that most of our suffering comes from within, from our thoughts, judgments, and fears. By learning to remain calm, you can change your approach, reduce stress, and tackle problems with a clearer mind. The next time you find yourself in a stressful situation, try to pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that while the storm may rage around you, you have the power to keep the calm within. This practice, though simple, can drastically alter how you deal with adversity and help you lead a life of poise and control, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Remaining calm amidst the storm is a skill that not only makes you more resilient, but also sets you apart as someone who can handle the pressures of life with grace. It is a quality that will make others look up to you, seek your advice, and trust your leadership. As Marcus Aurelius' Stoicism teaches, we cannot always change our circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This choice, this control over your mind, is your true power. Let it guide you through life, and you will find that you can face any storm with unwavering steadiness, leading yourself and others to calmer waters. If you've made it this far, you're already embracing the Stoic mindset. Drop a comment saying, "I am one step ahead," to show your commitment to mastering these powerful principles. Stick around, there's more wisdom to come. Number 4. Live according to your principles. The fourth Stoic method that can place you a step ahead of 98% of people is one that defines the essence of a well-lived life. Live according to your principles. This principle lies at the heart of Stoicism, because it means consistently acting in alignment with what you believe, no matter the external circumstances or the pressures of the moment. In a world that constantly shifts and sways, those who remain anchored to their core values shine with a steady, unwavering light. Marcus Aurelius, in his timeless work Meditations, wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This phrase beautifully captures what it means to live by your principles. It's not about following a rigid set of rules. It's about being guided by an inner moral compass that directs your actions, both in grand situations and in the smaller, everyday choices we all make. Today, we live in a world where it is all too easy to stray from our values. The temptations of modern life, from the lure of quick success to the constant pressure to fit in, can push us to compromise on what we truly believe. Yet the Stoics understood that real peace and satisfaction come from living a coherent life. where your actions consistently reflect your deepest convictions. This isn't just about ethics. It's about finding a source of strength that doesn't fluctuate with the ups and downs of life. Seneca, another great Stoic, once said, "To live happily is an inward power of the soul." When you align your actions with your principles, you tap into this inner power, a source of genuine contentment that external achievements alone cannot provide. It's in moments like these that the temptation to justify a small compromise can be overwhelming. Perhaps it feels like just a minor deviation, a necessary evil to get ahead. But to live according to your principles means making the tough decision to say no when something doesn't align with what you know is right. While it might seem that you are losing out in the short term, you are actually gaining something far more valuable: integrity and self-respect. As Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism teaches, this adherence to your principles is not just a matter of maintaining moral high ground. It is about maintaining your inner peace and clarity, knowing that you have stayed true to what truly matters. The Stoics believed that a life without principles is a hollow one. When you compromise your values, you distance yourself from your authentic self, and this inevitably leads to dissatisfaction, anxiety, and regret. By contrast, when your actions align with your core beliefs, you experience a profound inner calm that cannot be bought or replaced by any external success. This is the foundation of true happiness because it stems from the knowledge that, regardless of what happens, you have remained faithful to your own truth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and nothing uplifts your thoughts more than living a life of integrity." Living according to your principles also grants you immense strength during times of uncertainty. In a world where norms and expectations are in constant flux, having a clear set of principles gives you a firm anchor. When everyone around you is swayed by trends or the need for convenience, you stand firm because you are not driven by what is popular or easy, but by what is right. This steadfastness becomes your shield, helping you to navigate life's challenges without losing your way. And people notice this kind of strength. It draws others to you as they see someone who is reliable, trustworthy, and true to themselves. Marcus Aurelius himself, as a leader, maintained his composure and morality even amidst the political and social chaos of his time, embodying what it means to lead with integrity. The Stoics suggest the powerful habit of daily reflection. Take a moment each evening to review your day and ask yourself, have I acted today in accordance with my principles? Have I been true to my values? This simple practice allows you to continuously adjust your behavior, ensuring that even in the smallest decisions, you are building a life that aligns with what you genuinely value. Additionally, it's crucial to identify your core principles. What are the values that matter most to you? Is it honesty, fairness, compassion, or diligence? Once you have clarity on your principles, use them as your guide in all decisions. Whenever you face a choice, ask yourself, does this action reflect my values? If the answer is no, then it's time to rethink your approach. This habit, cultivated over time, will transform you into someone who doesn't just talk about values, but lives them, embodying them in every action. In today's world, where it's so easy to be swept along by the currents of convenience and conformity, living by your principles makes you stand out. It sets you apart as someone who can be trusted, someone who has a clear direction and leads a life of meaning. This consistency is what places you ahead of 98% of people because, while others may lose themselves in the pursuit of immediate gains or short-term success, you remain on a path of integrity and purpose. As the famous Greek philosopher Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. By consistently choosing to live by your principles, you cultivate a habit of excellence that defines who you are and guides you through all of life's ups and downs. It's important to remember that living according to your principles is not just about the big, dramatic decisions, but also about the small, everyday actions that shape your character. Whether it's standing up for what's right in a difficult conversation, staying honest even when it might be easier to lie, or simply treating others with respect and kindness. These actions define the essence of who you are. Over time, they build a reputation and a legacy of integrity that no external success can match. Marcus Aurelius believed that a man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions, and there is no greater ambition than to live a life that is true to your principles. In the end, the lesson is simple yet profound. Let your actions be guided by your values, not by the fleeting pressures of the world around you. When you do this, you gain an inner strength and peace that few ever achieve. You become the person others can rely on, not because you conform to their expectations, but because you are consistent in your own. Living according to your principles is not always easy, and there will be times when it requires sacrifice. But it is a sacrifice that is worth making because it brings a sense of fulfillment that no external achievement can provide. It's about finding that inner compass, setting your course, and staying true to it, even when the winds change. In doing so, you won't just be living well. You'll be living wisely with a sense of purpose and direction that puts you ahead of the majority. This is what it means to practice Marcus Aurelius Stoicism. To live not just for the moment, but with a sense of enduring integrity, leaving behind a legacy that others will respect and remember. Number 5. Find peace in the present. The fifth Stoic method that will help you stay ahead of 98% of people is one that, while simple in concept, is deeply transformative. Find peace in the present. This principle is a cornerstone of Stoicism because it teaches us to fully engage with the moment we are in, without being ensnared by worries about the future or regrets over the past. In a world where our minds are constantly pulled in different directions, the ability to anchor ourselves in the present is a rare and powerful skill. Marcus Aurelius put it succinctly when he said, "Confine yourself to the present." This quote encapsulates the wisdom of the Stoics, emphasizing that the present moment is all we truly possess. The past cannot be changed, and the future remains unknown. Therefore, our focus should be on the now, where real life unfolds. The Stoics understood that peace is not found by dwelling on what has already happened or fretting about what might come. It is discovered by embracing the present and making the most of it. This mindset is especially vital in modern times, where distractions and anxieties often prevent us from truly experiencing life as it happens. Think about how often your mind drifts into thoughts about what could go wrong tomorrow or what went wrong yesterday. It's all too common for people to spend their days lost in these two dimensions, past and future, missing out on the richness of the present. This constant distraction robs us of the joy and tranquility that we could experience if we simply anchored ourselves in the moment. The Stoics recognized this tendency and taught that true inner peace comes from fully accepting and living in the present as it is. This does not mean resignation or giving up on goals. It means cultivating awareness and appreciation for the here and now, understanding that it is the only reality we can interact with. Finding peace in the present doesn't mean avoiding goals or aspirations. Instead, it means learning to enjoy and make the most of the present moment, without letting anxiety about the future or guilt over the past pull us away. When you focus on the present, you free yourself from the chains of what if and if only, allowing yourself to live with more clarity, purpose, and contentment. Many people find themselves in endless loops of stress, worrying about how a project might turn out or regretting past decisions. But the Stoic approach urges us to redirect this energy into what can be done right now, what actions we can take to improve the present situation. How can you apply this method in your daily life? One effective way is through the practice of mindfulness, which involves being fully present in whatever you are doing. Whether it's something as simple as enjoying a cup of coffee or something as complex as navigating a challenging meeting, focus entirely on the task at hand. Engage with the sensations, the sounds, the people around you, and the details of the moment. This not only enhances your experience, but also reduces stress and anxiety because you are not struggling against an uncertain future or a past that cannot be changed. By being present, you gain control over your mind instead of letting it control you. Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism teaches that by mastering our thoughts, we master our lives. Another Stoic practice that reinforces this principle is the habit of morning and evening reflection. At the beginning of your day, take a moment to set the intention to live fully in the present. Remind yourself that today is all you have, and focus on making it meaningful. At the end of the day, reflect on how well you lived in the present, not with judgment but with a commitment to improve. This daily habit trains your mind to return to the present moment whenever it starts to drift into unnecessary worries. Over time, you'll find that your mind becomes more disciplined, less prone to distraction, and more capable of finding calm amid the chaos of daily life. Finding peace in the present also involves accepting things as they are, rather than constantly fighting against what you cannot change. For example, if you find yourself stuck in traffic, instead of letting frustration take over, use that moment to breathe, reflect, or simply enjoy a few minutes of stillness. If you are facing a difficult situation at work, focus on what you can do right now, rather than getting lost in fears about what might happen. This approach gives you an incredible advantage because, while others are caught up in their minds, you are engaged with the only moment that truly matters, the present. Epictetus reminded us of this power when he said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. By changing how you view the present, you change your experience of it." When you learn to find peace in the present, you become unshakable. Challenges, changes, even crises lose their ability to overwhelm you because they no longer drag you into a spiral of fear or despair. You remain anchored in the calm of the now, and this calm allows you to make wiser decisions and live with greater joy and purpose. It's a kind of resilience that makes you stand out because while others are struggling with the turbulence of their thoughts, you are steady, focused, and clear-headed. This is the essence of Marcus Aurelius's Stoic philosophy, finding strength not by controlling the external world, but by mastering your inner world. By incorporating this method into your life, you are completing a circle of Stoic wisdom that firmly places you a step ahead of 98% of people. The true mastery does not lie in controlling everything outside, but in mastering your inner self. And when you find peace in the present, you realize that you already have everything you need to live a fulfilling and meaningful life. This awareness brings a sense of contentment that no external achievement can provide. It allows you to savor the moments that make up your life, rather than letting them slip by unnoticed as you chase after a future that hasn't arrived or dwell on a past that no longer exists. To truly embrace this Stoic principle, remind yourself regularly of Marcus Aurelius's words. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. This is not just advice. It's a call to live more fully, to experience life as it happens, and to find beauty even in the simplest moments. The next time you feel your mind racing with worries or regrets, pause, take a breath, and bring yourself back to the present. Focus on what you can see, hear, and feel right now. By practicing this, you will gradually build a habit of presence, one that enriches your life and makes you more resilient to the distractions and pressures of modern life. Finding peace in the present is about mastering your awareness, allowing yourself to live more deeply and more joyfully. It's not about forgetting the past or ignoring the future, but about not letting them control you. When you focus on the present, you take control of your life. You make better decisions, experience greater happiness, and cultivate a sense of inner calm that sets you apart. As Marcus Aurelius' Stoicism teaches, peace is not found by escaping the present moment, but by fully embracing it. So, let go of the past and the future, and discover the power that lies in the here and now. This is where your life truly happens, and this is where you will find the strength to be one step ahead of the rest. Number 6. Practice daily gratitude. This habit, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, serves as a powerful tool for shifting your perspective and maintaining a positive outlook, regardless of the circumstances you face. In a world where it is easy to become overwhelmed by challenges, This simple practice can ground you and open your eyes to the wealth that already exists in your life. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, wisely said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This statement reminds us that true wealth is not measured by the amount of possessions we accumulate, but by our ability to appreciate what we already have. Gratitude is the antidote to the constant dissatisfaction that so many people feel, often because they are comparing their lives to others or endlessly desiring more. The Stoics believed that by learning to value what you have, you can achieve a level of contentment that eludes those who are always chasing the next thing. Think of starting each day by taking a moment to reflect on what you are grateful for. It could be as simple as appreciating your health, the roof over your head, or the meaningful relationships you have built. This daily act of gratitude does more than just set a positive tone for the day. It fundamentally changes the way you perceive the world. Instead of fixating on what you lack, you begin to see the abundance that already surrounds you. Marcus Aurelius, in his Reflections, urged himself to recognize, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." By acknowledging the finite nature of life, he emphasized the importance of appreciating the present moment and all it has to offer. In our modern culture, it's easy to fall into the trap of never enough. There's always a new gadget to buy, a better car to drive, or a higher rung on the career ladder to reach. But the Stoics teach us to break free from this cycle by valuing what we have now. This mindset not only makes you happier, but it also sets you apart from the majority of people who are caught in an endless loop of wanting more and more. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, helping you see that, despite life's imperfections, there is much to be thankful for. This is why practicing daily gratitude can be so transformative. Gratitude gives you a competitive advantage because it keeps your mind focused on the positive. Even in challenging situations where others may feel overwhelmed by what they lack, you can draw strength from what you already have. This practice of gratitude transforms your attitude towards life, making you more resilient and optimistic, and this naturally puts you in a better position to tackle problems and find solutions. As Epictetus advised, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." In embracing this mindset, you not only shield yourself from unnecessary suffering, but also cultivate a sense of peace and contentment that many fail to achieve. Adopting this Stoic practice reveals that gratitude is an inexhaustible source of well-being and strength. In a world that constantly pushes us to seek what we don't have, gratitude invites us to pause and appreciate what is already ours. Imagine how this shift can change the way you live. When facing difficulties, instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you can find something in the situation to be grateful for. This allows you to remain calm and move forward with a stronger, more resilient mindset. Shifting your focus in this way not only improves your mood, but also helps you make better, more thoughtful decisions. One simple and effective method is to keep a gratitude journal. Each morning or evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big accomplishments. They can be small things like a warm cup of coffee, a good book, or simply the fact that you are alive to experience another day. Over time, this habit trains your mind to see the positive aspects of life, even in the face of adversity. Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and gratitude is a perfect example of this. By controlling your mindset, you change your entire experience of life. Another useful Stoic practice is negative visualization. The Stoics would often imagine the loss of things they valued to reinforce their gratitude for having them. For instance, think about what your life would be like without your health, your family, or your home. This exercise is not meant to induce fear, but to deepen your appreciation for these blessings, helping you realize how fortunate you truly are. Seneca noted, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart," highlighting the value that the Stoics placed on this practice. By regularly reflecting on what could be lost, you develop a deeper sense of gratitude for what remains. In a world where most people are constantly seeking what they don't have, practicing gratitude sets you apart. It allows you to fully enjoy life as it is, without the endless need to acquire more. This perspective brings peace, joy, and a positive mindset that many overlook. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." These words are a reminder to cherish each moment, to see every day as an opportunity to be grateful, and to recognize the beauty in the simple things that we often take for granted. In conclusion, daily gratitude is not just a practice, it is a mindset that can transform your life. It teaches you to appreciate the present, to find joy in what you have, and to stop endlessly chasing after what you don't. The more you embrace this practice, the more you will find yourself living a life of abundance rather than scarcity. This shift not only improves your mood but also enhances your ability to handle challenges, as you are no longer burdened by a constant feeling of lack. By focusing on what you have, rather than what you think you need, you create a sense of fulfillment that can't be shaken by external circumstances. Take a moment each day to reflect on your blessings, big or small. Let gratitude guide your thoughts and actions, and you will find that you are more resilient, more optimistic, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. Remember the words of Epictetus. He is a wise man who is content with what he has, whatever that may be. This wisdom has endured for centuries, and it is as relevant today as it was in ancient times. By cultivating a habit of gratitude, you place yourself firmly ahead of the majority, who may still be trapped in the endless pursuit of more. Gratitude is a form of freedom, a way to liberate yourself from the pressures of comparison and the constant need for more. It allows you to live with a sense of peace, joy, and purpose that makes every day richer and more meaningful. Number 7. Embrace resilience in adversity. The 7th Stoic method that can set you apart from 98% of people is one that offers a vital edge in life. Embrace resilience in adversity. This principle is at the core of Stoicism because it acknowledges an undeniable truth. Everyone will face challenges. But what truly matters is how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most esteemed Stoic philosophers, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound statement captures the essence of resilience, teaching us that obstacles are not merely barriers to overcome. They are opportunities to grow, adapt, and strengthen ourselves. This mindset transforms adversity from something to fear into a stepping stone for personal development. Think about a situation where you are confronted with significant hardship, such as losing your job, experiencing a painful breakup, or facing a setback in an important project. The natural reaction might be to feel defeated, discouraged, or even hopeless. But this is precisely where the Stoic mindset comes into play. Instead of viewing adversity as the end, the Stoic sees it as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. Life, as the Stoics taught, is filled with challenges, and we are bound to encounter difficulties. The key is not to resist or avoid them, but to embrace them and use them as tools for growth. Seneca advised, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body," reminding us that the more we face and endure, the stronger we become. Resilience is not merely about enduring hardships, but transforming them into a driving force that propels you forward. Every challenge, every setback, carries a lesson within it, and it is up to us to extract that wisdom. Most people see problems as something to be avoided at all costs, and they easily lose heart when things don't go as planned, often giving up at the first sign of difficulty. But the Stoics understood that true character is forged in the fire of adversity. The greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity for growth. This approach sets you apart, because while others may crumble under pressure, you continue to push forward with renewed strength and determination. This simple shift in mindset turns even the most difficult situations into fertile ground for personal development. When you start seeing setbacks as lessons, you strip them of their power to intimidate you. Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism teaches us that the mind is a powerful tool, and by changing how you perceive adversity, you change how you respond to it. Additionally, adopt the Stoic practice of mental preparation, known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This practice involves imagining potential difficulties before they occur, not to cause anxiety, but to prepare yourself mentally to face them with composure and strength when they do arise. By anticipating challenges, you reduce their emotional impact and train yourself to respond more effectively when they happen. For instance, if you're about to embark on a new business venture, consider the potential obstacles you might encounter. By preparing your mind for these possibilities, you can face them with a calm and steady demeanor, rather than being blindsided and overwhelmed. Resilience also means being flexible and adaptable. Life rarely unfolds according to plan, and that's perfectly okay. The Stoics teach us to flow with the changes, to adapt when necessary, and to maintain a mindset of perseverance. Epictetus advised, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote reinforces the importance of flexibility, as it's not the unexpected turns that define us, but our ability to adjust and keep moving forward. When faced with sudden changes or setbacks, resilience means finding new paths, rethinking strategies, and continuing the journey, even if it looks different from what you initially envisioned. This mental agility ensures that you can keep advancing, even when the road is rough and the destination uncertain. In today's fast-paced, unpredictable world, embracing resilience in adversity not only strengthens you but also sets you apart from the rest. Most people are paralyzed by challenges, unable to move forward because they see obstacles as insurmountable. But by using Stoic resilience, you view these challenges as fuel that powers your growth, sharpens your skills, and builds your character. This ability to see difficulties as opportunities is a real advantage in a world full of uncertainties. While others might be stuck in a cycle of fear and hesitation, you are forging ahead, driven by a mindset that turns every challenge into a chance to become stronger and wiser. Embracing resilience in adversity doesn't just make you stronger, it distinguishes you from the majority. While many falter and give up in the face of difficulty, you learn to thrive, using every setback as a lesson, every obstacle as a way forward. As Marcus Aurelius observed, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It requires being prepared to stand firm and unyielding, yet fluid and adaptable." This metaphor beautifully encapsulates the Stoic approach to resilience, where life is about meeting every challenge head-on, adapting when needed, and maintaining the strength to endure and overcome. So, whenever you encounter a problem, remember that it's not just a hurdle. It's an opportunity to build your resilience, to strengthen your resolve, and to grow. Reflect on the words of Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This phrase is a reminder that the very things that seem to block your path can become the path itself if you learn to navigate them with a Stoic mindset. By embracing this perspective, you not only tackle challenges more effectively, but also develop a level of inner strength and peace that few possess. This resilience is not about being unbreakable. It's about knowing that even if you bend, you won't break. It's about having the confidence to face whatever life throws at you, knowing that every experience, no matter how difficult, contributes to your growth. Incorporating Stoic resilience into your life means that you are prepared for the unexpected, adaptable to change, and capable of turning setbacks into stepping stones. This practice allows you to remain calm, focused, and effective, no matter the circumstances. And in a world where many people are constantly derailed by unexpected events, this steadiness and adaptability will always give you an edge. By learning to embrace challenges instead of avoiding them, you transform every adversity into an opportunity for growth, positioning yourself firmly ahead of the majority who might still be struggling to find their way. Congratulations on making it to the end. You're already stepping ahead of 98% of people by embracing these Stoic principles. Leave a comment saying, "I'm mastering Stoicism," to show you're dedicated to this journey of growth. More insightful content is on the way, so stay tuned. Number 8. Develop self-discipline. This principle is the foundation upon which all other Stoic virtues are built, because without self-discipline, even the best intentions can evaporate, and our goals remain out of reach. In a world full of distractions and temptations, self-discipline is the key that unlocks consistent progress and fulfillment. As Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, put it, "It is not that we lack the power to succeed, it is that we lack the discipline to make it happen." Self-discipline is not just about sheer willpower. It is an art, cultivated through continuous practice. It empowers you to do what you know is right, even when it is difficult or inconvenient, and it keeps you moving forward when others falter. Think for a moment about how many times you've set out to do something important, like waking up early, starting an exercise routine, or working on a critical project, only to find yourself postponing it or abandoning it altogether. It's in these moments that self-discipline becomes your greatest ally. While many people give up at the first sign of discomfort or distraction, self-discipline gives you the strength to keep going day after day. It is the quiet force that helps you push through resistance, and over time, it becomes a habit that drives you toward success. Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism teaches that the true battle is within, between our desires for comfort and our need for purpose. When you master self-discipline, you master yourself. Self-discipline isn't about denying yourself pleasure or leading an austere life. It's about taking control of your actions and decisions rather than being controlled by fleeting desires or impulses. The Stoics understood that to achieve anything meaningful, you need the ability to act consistently, even when you don't feel like it. This is the secret to staying ahead, acting in line with your values and goals, no matter the circumstances. This is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. As Aristotle famously said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. By embracing self-discipline, you are building the habits that lead to excellence. Do you develop self-discipline? The Stoics believed in starting small. It's not about making drastic changes overnight, but about building positive habits, one step at a time. For example, if you want to improve your health, start by committing to a daily walk. If you wish to read more, set aside a specific time each day for reading. The key is consistency. Small, deliberate actions, repeated consistently, lead to significant changes over time. This approach allows you to build your discipline muscle gradually, making it stronger with each repetition. The great thing about self-discipline is that it compounds. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to maintain. A particularly useful Stoic practice is self-reflection. Take a moment at the end of each day to review your actions, consider whether you stayed true to your principles, and evaluate how much progress you've made towards your goals. This daily reflection helps you adjust your behavior and serves as a constant reminder that self-discipline is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous journey of personal improvement. This habit of self-observation allows you to learn from your setbacks and build on your successes, making each day an opportunity to strengthen your discipline. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, constantly reminded himself to focus on what he could control and to let go of distractions, demonstrating the importance of disciplined thought and action. Self-discipline also means learning to say no to things that pull you away from your goals, even when they are tempting. We live in a world full of distractions, endless scrolling on social media, binge-watching TV shows, or procrastinating on tasks that matter. But the Stoics teach us to prioritize what truly matters. Every time you choose the right action over the easy one, you are reinforcing your self-discipline, and this is what sets you apart from the majority. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This freedom comes from the ability to direct your actions instead of being swayed by every passing whim. By controlling your impulses, you gain the freedom to focus on what is important and meaningful. Developing self-discipline enables you to overcome the obstacles that stand between you and your goals. It gives you the strength to persist when others would quit, and places you in a position of advantage in a world where many seek instant gratification rather than long-term progress. While others may be stuck in a cycle of inaction, you continue to move forward, step by step, towards a fuller and more meaningful life. As Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This strength comes from mastering yourself, from building the discipline to follow through on your intentions without wavering. The real secret of self-discipline lies in understanding that it's not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about creating a life that aligns with your deepest values and goals. When your actions are driven by your purpose, discipline becomes less of a chore and more of a guiding force. Each time you resist the urge to procrastinate, each time you make the effort to stick to your commitments, you are reinforcing your willpower and building a foundation for success. Over time, this consistent effort becomes second nature, and that's when self-discipline transforms into freedom. The freedom to live life on your terms, without being controlled by external distractions or fleeting desires. So if you're looking to build self-discipline, start by taking small, manageable steps. Set clear, achievable goals, and commit to taking action every day, no matter how small that action may be. Reflect on your progress regularly, not to criticize yourself, but to learn and adjust. And most importantly, remember that self-discipline is a journey, not a destination. It is a skill that grows with practice and a mindset that can carry you through life's ups and downs with grace and determination. By mastering self-discipline, you not only enhance your ability to achieve your goals, but also cultivate a sense of self-respect and inner strength that is rare in today's world. As you develop this skill, you'll find that it gives you an edge, allowing you to achieve what others only dream of. You'll have the resilience to push through challenges, the clarity to focus on what matters, and the fortitude to stay committed even when the path is difficult. This is how Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism guides us, by teaching that true strength is not found in external accomplishments, but in the mastery of oneself. And when you master yourself, you place yourself firmly ahead of the crowd, capable of achieving great things not because it is easy, but because you have built the discipline to see it through. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the 8 Stoic methods to be one step ahead of 98% of people. Remember, true strength and wisdom come from within, and by embracing these Stoic principles, you're setting yourself apart in a world full of distractions and challenges. If you found value in this video, please give it a like, share it with others who might benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to Stoic in Your Life. Make sure to turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos filled with more wisdom to help you lead a resilient and purposeful life. Stay strong. Stay stoic.